serious. And that's what happens when controversial comments are made. And plain and simple, Magic is here because your name was the name mentioned in the recordings of racist remarks believed to be made by Clippers owner Donald Sterling. Plain and simple. When you heard those comments, Magic, what was your reaction?
Well, Sage, I was really upset. You know, you can't understand how hurt I was, and also I was hurt for all African Americans and all minorities, because when a man who owns a team in the NBA, and Donald Sterling has had issues in the past, so this is not the first time, and I've known Donald. One of the first men I met when I came to LA, Dr. Buss took me to his annual Malibu beach party. Actually, my first week in LA. Then I met with Donald 2 or 3 times. He wanted to discuss the issues with his Clipper team. So I had a friendship with him. So for him to then make these comments, or alleged comments, about myself as well as other African Americans and minorities, there's no place in our society for it. There's no place in our league, because we all get along. We all play with different races of people when you're in sports. That's what makes sports so beautiful. And then he's put his own team in a tough situation. So I believe that once Commissioner Silver, I was going to say Stern, Silver, you know, does all his due diligence, get all the information, gather the information, he's got to come down hard. He shouldn't own a team anymore. And he should stand up and say, I don't want to own a team anymore, especially when you have African Americans renting his apartments, coming to the games, and playing for him, and coaching for him. This is bad for everybody. It's bad for America, and so I'm really upset about it.
Magic, you and from an ownership capacity to being a Hall of Fame player to now your role with the Dodgers, you mentioned not going to any Clipper games again as long as he's affiliated with the team. That's a strong statement, because if you're not welcome, obviously everybody below you, so to speak, isn't welcome. So can you talk about that statement about not attending?
Well, he said, don't bring me to the, to the games.
Don't bring Magic.
Don't bring Magic on the tape. So no problem. I have no problem with that. And so I won't be going. And then he said, other African Americans, they're not welcome either. And so this is not good. This is not good. And it's not good for not just the league, but just for America. You know, this is not good. And then I think about Jalen, the fact that we have made him money, but we're not welcome at the game. And so that's you know, you can't get over that, and that's why everybody's upset. Black, white, Latino, everybody is upset at Donald Sterling right now.
So you've been in LA since '79, basically. This guy's been here basically that entire time too. And you know, I wasn't really totally surprised when I heard about the audio, because this is the man's history. There's been a pattern of behavior, and yet you have Doc Rivers, who tried to come here. You have Chris Paul, who got traded here. In the back of their heads, you know, they kind of knew he was like that. Would you have had issues playing for this guy even before this tape came out?
Bill, no question about it. You know, and even today, now finding out everything, I wouldn't want to play for him today. Now, what we have to understand is all these young men need their jobs, though, right? And they need to take care of themselves and their families. So we can't blame Doc Rivers or the players. They have to do their job to take care of their families and play the game that they love. And then, Bill, I'm really upset that we're sitting here talking about Donald Sterling and this tape when the spotlight should be on the playoffs. These playoffs have been tremendous.
Best round one we've had.
Ever since I've been in basketball. The best first round I've ever seen in over 35 years being associated with this league.
Okay, Magic, from that standpoint, the Clippers have to play today. And you're friends with Doc, and you're friends with Chris Paul. Take me into now the role of Chris Paul as the leader of that team and Doc Rivers, the coach. What is their role right now?
I talked to Doc Rivers yesterday, and I wanted him to understand this. This is not his fight or the Clipper players' fight. This is our fight. We will fight the battle for them. Their focus should be on the game. They got a tough series with Golden State. Focus in on how do we win Game 4 today. And then what's really crazy, Doug, is I've been in a similar situation. When I was a rookie, we played your 76ers, and I'm glad he was hurt because we won the series. Because Doug could shoot the lights out. Spencer Haywood, our sixth man, got suspended in Game 1. We kicked him off the team.
Yep.
We had to deal with that and still find a way to beat your Sixers.
Right.
Then Kareem gets hurt in Game 5. We had to find a way to win again. So we understood that our sanctuary is that basketball court. The Clippers understand. Chris, get your guys ready to play Game 4. Look, when you hit that court, you don't worry about what's going on at home, what people have said about Donald Sterling. All you want to do is focus in on that game. And matter of fact, it's going to be good for the Clipper players to hit the floor today.
Finally, Magic, as we've said since this all began really yesterday, it's not going away. It's not going away anytime soon, and new recordings are coming out as we speak. Therefore, since your name was brought in by the man believed to be Donald Sterling in those recordings, what do you plan to do? How do you plan to handle this going forward?
Well, it's really not me. It's now Adam Silver and the owners of the league. I'm going to say what I've been saying all along. He's got to give up the team. If he doesn't like African Americans, and you're in a league that's over 70% African Americans,
Ding, 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 ding.
But Magic, you know him. Do you honestly believe he will give up the team as you suggest?
When you got the President of the United States saying that this is bad, you got all the fans around the country, different races of people saying it's bad. It's time for him to exit. And so I don't know if he will, because he's been used, Bill, and you know this, he's been used to fighting every battle.
I was going to
gotten away
say,
with it.
you know, I agree with you, but you also know that this is probably the most stubborn owner in any sport, and somebody who loves going into courtrooms and fighting battles. He's fought, he paid Mike Dunleavy, he paid Elgin Baylor. He fought to not pay those guys, even though he had a contract with them. Don't you think, knowing him for the last 35 years and being in this city, that he will fight to the death to keep this team over giving it up?
Oh, he probably will, you know, and that's who he's been. And so, but the fans will have a say-so, and the Clipper fans will have a big say-so if he does come back.
That was going to be my question. If you're a fan, if you're a family member, how do you support your Clippers and the players while disliking, so to speak, how the organization, in particular Donald Sterling, is taking this approach with these audio tapes?
Well, you know, the fans will have to make a decision, because he has a big African-American following. He has a big Latino following, and they will speak, trust me. And so, and then when you think about the players, nobody's going to want to play for the Clippers ever again. They will probably want to play for Doc Rivers and to play with Chris Paul, but it's going to be hard for them to actually go and play for the organization.
As always, you